Hey Capricorn, welcome to your love and romance reading for May 2020. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, Venus. I know a lot of you like to check out your Venus sign when it comes to love. If you are sick and tired of love readings, I recommend that you watch my weekly forecasts because every week I do readings around career, spirituality, all the other important areas of life. Once a month I do a love reading, so this is the love reading, and then every week I do a forecast, so be sure to check those out as well if you're new to my channel. We're going to see what's going on for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus for love and romance. Alrighty, my dears. So what we have here, we're starting it off with King of Wands. I shuffled. You guys just saw me shuffle. But this card, I feel, is coming up for a lot of the different signs in different ways. You guys that watch the videos, you know I read intuitively, so the cards will give me a different vibe in different readings. And Capricorn, I'm just going to be very upfront. The vibe that I'm getting for you guys in love for May 2020 is I feel some of you are going to be more in the realm of passion. You're going to be more in the realm of your root chakra. Okay, so I think you're just going to be in the territory or the area where physical intimacy is going to be important for you, and you might be feeling like if they're not doing it for me in the bedroom, then I'm not interested. Some of you might flat out be in that element. You just might be very, like that might be very important to you in May, okay? It depends on your planetary placements, and it depends on how the current energies are affecting you. I also feel this is a time that a lot of people are stressed out. So maybe you're one of those people that when you get stressed, maybe that's how you kind of like relieve your stress. But the energy and the feeling I'm getting here, Capricorn, is you guys might be really kind of looking for that physical release. Not just physical intimacy, but like you're wanting to be satisfied in that way. And it's a priority for some of you. So those of you that you're still dating or you're still putting yourself out there, that might be very high on your wish list. When it comes to a person, you might be thinking about physical compatibility. King of Wands could also indicate that some of you are dealing with a fire sign person. So fire signs are going to be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. If you have fire in your moon or rising or your Venus or, somewhere, you might have that coming up very strongly in the month of May. That aspect of you might really be kind of coming to the forefront as a I don't know if I will say blessing, but as a strength, as a way in which you're pulling people in or impressing people, or that aspect of your personality might really be helping give you confidence in some way, right? So a lot of charisma, a lot of passion, maybe even courage, maybe even boldness. Some of you might be in the energy, Capricorn, where maybe in the past you've kind of laid back and you've waited for people to approach you or people to express interest in you, or hoped your partner maybe would take subtle signs or take a hint. And maybe in this way, in this dynamic, you're more assertive and you're more like, this is what I want. This is what I'd like to do. Or, hey, would you like to get to know each other better? Or whatever it might be. You might be a little bit more bolder in taking the steps or taking initiative when it comes to issues in your love life or things that you're wanting to do in your love life. Okay, so like not having a timid energy, like having confidence, being bold, being assertive, speaking up, being very vocal about what you want and what you like, and feeling confident, having the confidence to do that. The next card here, Capricorn, is the Three of Wands. So far, right, we're only 2 cards into your reading. Very obvious that there's a lot of fire energy, Caps. Okay, you've got a lot of fire energy in May. So again, if you do have fire in your chart, you might really be feeling that aspect of yourself coming to the surface. Three of Wands can sometimes in a love reading indicate options. Okay, options like 3 different parties or 3 different possibilities. So some of you might be considering in that way. Like, look at the way like he's kind of like thinking, which one should I choose? You know, he's like kind of contemplating. So some of you are in this energy where you're trying to make a decision between more than one choice or more than one option. I do feel for some of you, and this is so very specific, that obviously it's only going to be for maybe a handful of you. Might not be for every single Capricorn. But I'm feeling a very strong vibe that some of you are contemplating like one of these options or one of these possibilities. I feel is someone from like somebody who lives far away, somebody long distance. I feel it's somebody that you know for whatever reason, like somebody that you've met in person. I don't feel it's like a first time meeting, but I feel like this person's wanting to come see you, or they're wanting to make plans to come see you. Like they're wanting to talk to you in person. They might be even saying, oh, I'm going to be in your area. Can I stay with you? Right? And in some cases, the trip maybe isn't happening right now. Right? A lot of us are in quarantine right now. A lot of us are in shelter in place. A lot of us aren't in a position or situation where we can take in a visitor right now. But they might be wanting to make plans, or they might be asking you, hey, if I booked a trip a few months out, you know, could I come stay with you, or could I come see you? And I feel like you're wondering, or you're thinking, do I really want to do that? Is that really a good idea? Do I really want to have this person staying with me? Do I really want to open this up in this way? Some of you do have someone that's expressing feelings for you or expressing interest in you, and again you're just kind of like, I don't know. And some of you are feeling guilty about this, and I'll tell you why. Remember how your first card was the King of Wands, and I was talking about you guys are just in this element where like the physical connection is super important to you. Some of you are having someone like express interest in you or wanting to like go out with you, or you know, give a relationship a try, and you might not be into this person in that way. Like you might not feel the physical chemistry, and you might not feel that attraction. And so in this way, for this reason, you might kind of feel guilty about turning them down. Like you might be telling yourself, you know, oh, why am I doing this? And maybe I should give it a try. But I kind of feel, Capricorn, like one of your lessons right now is that you have to learn to give yourself permission to like what you like. We don't choose what we like. Like it's just kind of like how we're born, or, you know, how we're wired. Obviously, in some cases, there could be some things that happen in our life that might kind of, add a little bit of influence to like things that we're attracted to, or people that we're attracted to. But for the majority, for the most part, like at the core of it, we don't choose what we like, right? And it doesn't matter if you are someone who's like straight, or gay, or whatever you might be. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're attracted to what we're attracted to, right? We can't make ourselves be attracted to someone that we're not attracted to, right? We can say that, you know what, maybe attraction isn't high on my list, and maybe I'm more interested in certain qualities, and maybe I'm willing to give a certain relationship a try. But I feel, Capricorn, in this instance for you guys in May, you're kind of meant to give yourself permission to just be like, okay, well, I'm allowed to like what I like. And it's important to me that I have attraction, or it's important to me that I feel that physical chemistry, and to be okay with that, to give yourself permission to be that way, right? It doesn't mean you're a superficial person. To be a superficial person would be if you walk around treating people like crap because you think they're not attractive. That's messed up. That's not okay. Right? You should never be mean you shouldn't be mean to people, period, right? But like, it's messed up to treat people better because you think they're more attractive. Like that's a kind of a messed up thing to do. But you have the right to be attracted to what you're attracted to. So if you don't want to be with someone romantically, but you like them as a friend, and you're being respectful towards them, and you're not leading them on, and you're being honest that, hey, thank you, but I feel this is a better relationship for us to be friends. That doesn't make you a superficial person or a mean person, right? You like what you like. That's it. End of story. So I kind of feel, Capricorn, things are happening in May to give you permission to accept that. And maybe you grew up in a certain way where there's just been a lot of pressure on you to like certain things, or, to be nice, or whatever it might be. Or maybe like you grew up super conservative and you didn't get to kind of explore that part of you, whatever it might be. I feel May, this is kind of the lesson for you guys, Capricorn, to allow yourself to explore that part of you, and to give yourself permission to be accepting of that part of you. Your next card here, Caps, is the Four of Wands. You guys have so much fire. So some of you are dealing with a fire sign. Okay, some of you are dealing with a fire sign. Some of you might have a fire sign coming back wanting to reconcile with you. And they might be like coming down, like on bended knee. Especially with this Four of Wands here. Maybe self-isolation got them all kinds of sentimental or something, or thinking about life. But some of you could have someone that's flat out getting down on one knee and wanting to make a proposal. Or some of you in an existing relationship might be renewing your vows, and it might not be in a very overt way, like, oh, let's plan a vow renewal, after all this is over. Maybe some of you are, right? But it might be more of like something you're doing between yourselves, like you're like recommitting to the relationship, or you're falling in love all over again, or you're remembering why you got together to begin with, getting that fire back, getting that spark back. Like I said, I think fire and passion is very important for Capricorn in May. Four of Wands could indicate a marriage. That's why I was saying there could be some kind of a proposal, or planning an event, planning a ceremony, planning a reception. Some of you may be preparing to postpone a wedding or a reception, and so you might be busy with these kinds of plans. But maybe you're saying that, well, no, we want to get married. We don't want to postpone being married, but maybe we're going to postpone the celebration. So there could be something along these lines. Overall, though, Four of Wands is like balance, harmony, a happy home, long-term plans. So, some of you maybe are getting your affair in orders, and you're aligning with the energy to where you're really ready for something serious. And maybe you weren't before. And now you're beginning to say, you know what? Maybe I've just been way too critical of myself and where I am at in my life. And maybe I've been putting all kinds of ridiculous goals on myself, to have a certain amount of money in the bank, or have a certain kind of car, or be a certain weight, or look a certain way before I'm ready to settle down. And all that stuff is nonsense. That's not what's important. That's not what matters. Maybe I'm a lot further along than I've given myself credit for. Like, I have enough of a foundation, and I'm building enough of a foundation where I'm ready to open up my life to somebody, right? So some of you are coming into that element as well. Your next card here, Capricorn, is the Page of Cups. All right, so this is a beautiful energy. Some of you could be dealing with a younger water sign, or a very youthful, maybe it's not like the number of the age. They could just be very youthful, very playful, or very innocent. Water sign. So water sign would be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. That might be coming into play here. For other ones of you, you guys who watch my readings, you've heard me talk about the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups for me is a card that has to do with the heart chakra opening up. So since a lot of you are beginning to give yourself permission to like what you like, and you're opening up to the idea of becoming closer with an existing partner, or letting somebody in with like long-term in mind, heart chakra might be opening up to allow this to happen. When your heart chakra opens up, it can be very, very intense. Super intense, super duper intense. And so you might find that you're getting very emotional over things that you might typically think are kind of silly. You might hear a song on the radio and it starts making you cry, or seeing like a commercial that makes you cry, or you might feel that you have really intense emotional reactions to things that you're like, why is this, making me react this way? Page of Cups wants you to know, don't worry, you're not going to be like this highly sensitive forever. It's just kind of like the first symptom of the heart chakra opening up to allow love to come in, and your feelings will balance out. What you want to try to do is you want to try to resist the temptation of shutting the feelings up or pushing them down. Because if you do that, you're going right back to closing your heart up again. And it's counterproductive, right? Heart needs to be open so that love can come in. As I'm looking at the picture, and you guys know that I'm reading intuitively, the jellyfish are really, really jumping out at me. They're really jumping out at me. And the funny thing is that you might be remembering and releasing all the past experiences that have stung you, right? That have stung you, Capricorn. But the way that the jellyfish are in front of this person and not behind them or around them, but in front of them, I feel like a lot of you Capricorns are having these massive epiphanies of ways that you very unknowingly have stung other people as a means of a way of like protecting yourself, right? You might remember past relationships and you might cringe a little bit, like, oh man, I said this to that person, or I did this, or I did that. These memories aren't coming up for you to feel guilty about them. They're coming up so that you realize ways in which you were afraid, or ways that you didn't feel safe, and ways that maybe you shut people out so that you don't do it again, right? Like so that you can release it, and you can release that person energetically. You can do a cord cutting. You can energetically, send them good vibes. You can say a prayer and ask that the energy be released. But there's an element of clearing here that I feel with it as well. And you're seeing ways in which maybe like you've stung other people, right? You're remembering all the ways you've been stung, and you're thinking of ways that you've stung other people, and you're like, I don't want it anymore. I'm not going to get stung. I know how to not get stung. I'm going to learn from my past experiences, and I'm not going to go around stinging other people. So there's like a big release and healing. The Ho'oponopono, probably not saying it right, but the Ho'oponopono, I know I'm not saying it right, but you guys know what I mean. Like that kind of element there with it as well. All right. This is a great deck for if you read intuitively, or if you want to practice reading intuitively, if you want to practice reading from like the images. This is such a good deck for that. I'm actually giving it away, so we'll talk about that at the end. So if you're interested in that, stick around. But this is a really beautiful symbolic deck. Like again, looking at this one, you have Ace of Swords here. We have the beautiful dandelions. We've got the beautiful dragonfly. We've got the bright, vivid colors. There's just so much that we can pull here symbolically from the card. But basics, just for the basics, generally for me, Ace of Swords is a card that says that you're coming out of limited thinking, obstacles in your thinking, ways in which you were thinking small, or you had limited beliefs that was like sabotaging your love life. You're releasing them, right? Examples of limited beliefs as it pertains to love life would be things like, you can't trust anybody. People just want to take advantage of you. Or all men are unfaithful, or all women are gold diggers, or, like those are very broad statements that can cause us to shut people out that aren't necessarily true, right? not all men are unfaithful. There's a lot of women who are unfaithful, right? But again, it doesn't matter, male or female. There are people who are something in between, you know, wherever you fall in the spectrum. You know, there's people who are faithful and there's people who aren't faithful. You know, you can't say all, you know, all of one group is this way or that way. So, you know, or, you know, thinking that everybody's going to be using you or out to get you or trying to get to your money or whatever it might be. You're breaking out of those limited beliefs or that limited thinking. You're coming out of it. The dragonfly kind of represents a sense of transition, a sense of eternity. I know sometimes there's certain symbols that can mean something very specific to people, and I know for me, I tend to see dragonflies right before there's going to be a really significant shift in my life where I'm going to do a lot of like work, but like good work, satisfying work, like work is going to pay off in some way. You're going to get something out of it. So, and that might not be a traditional meaning of the dragonfly, but because that's what that means to me, I pass that on to you all, Capricorn, and say, I feel all the hard work that you've been doing around your thinking and around your healing is about to pay off. And you are manifesting a relationship that you're going to be ready to put in some work into. And it's a relationship that will pay off. The orange is really jumping out at me. And orange is a color that I associate with Archangel Uriel. And Uriel comes in to help us overcome obstacles with speed and with ease, right? So it feels very effortless. And it's also the color associated with the sacral chakra. And sacral chakra is going to have to do with confidence, right? You know, being very in tune and connected with your body, being very clear about who you are. The dandelions to me are wishes, like making wishes, putting them out to the universe, having them plant their little seeds where they fall and seeing them grow and multiply. So there's a lot of beautiful symbolism we can pull from this card. Okay, I really encourage you guys, Caps, to watch your moon sign, rising sign, your Venus, if this isn't your Venus, because some weeks or some months those may resonate more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you if you want to click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. I've got readings starting at $20 and above. If you want more astrological guidance, if you want more of the zodiac guidance and things more specifically to your chart, I'm not an astrologer. I don't want to give you guys incorrect information, but I did have an astrologer reach out to me and give me a reading that really impressed me. And so they've offered to give you guys unlimited 30% off as many reports, as many charts as you want. Off their already very reasonable prices. They're going to offer you guys unlimited 30% off with the Angel 30 discount code, and they are sponsoring the channel as well. So they're sponsoring the channel from anybody that ends up using the Angel 30 code. I was very impressed with the reading they gave me. That's the only reason why I agreed to recommending them. I thought it was very helpful, so I thought some of you might like that too, because a lot of you are asking me really detailed astrology questions, and I'm like, I don't know, you know. But if you want a detailed, like intuitive reading, you know, I'm your girl. I'm happy to give you guys intuitive readings. If you liked this deck and you're interested in owning it, I want to say thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a brand new, not this one's mine, but a brand new unopened box of this limited edition Cairo Marchetti deck, along with an altar cloth and a tarot pouch with his art on it. All brand new, never been used, wrapped in plastic. So I'm going to pick the winner from the Instagram and Facebook comments over the month of May. So in the next few weeks, I'll pick somebody from the comments. I'll private message them, and I'll work out the the details to get them the deck. And I'm gonna pick one person to win the bundle. I'm gonna pick one person for a free 30-minute reading. So all you have to do is comment on the social media, and whoever jumps out at me, I will go ahead and let you know. So the social media is amethystangellight, Instagram and Facebook. And again, private readings are at the Calendly link. If you want astrology, you can go to Truly Divine, enter the Angel 30 code. And channeled angel messages will be up soon. The weekly forecasts will be up soon. Make sure you're watching the weekly forecasts. I thank you all so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful May.